Yeah.
Who's the kid?
I turn my back, and the next second he...
The Wraith wasn't just a supernatural revenge flick, it was a phoenix wrapped in chrome, tragedy, and 1980s excess. One cameraman, it cost him his life for a single shot. One superstar, it nearly destroyed his Oscar chances before they began. And one studio executive, let's just say the budget cuts weren't part of the original vision. These are 20 weird facts about The Wraith. But wait until the end, because the bonus fact, it's about how death itself became the movie's most powerful marketing tool. Put on your helmet, it's time to ride into the desert. Number 1. Dodge built a $1.5 million pace car that became more famous as a movie prop than a race vehicle.
You ever seen one of those before? Let's just add it to our collection first.
By 1984, the collaboration between Dodge and PPG Industries had already produced something extraordinary. The Dodge M4S Turbo Interceptor, a $1.5 million technological demonstration that could hit 194.8 miles per hour. But this wasn't built for Hollywood. The M4S was created as a pace car for the CART PPG IndyCar World Series, featuring a twin-turbocharged 2.2-liter Cosworth engine pumping out 440 horsepower. When movie producers came calling, they weren't just borrowing a car. They were resurrecting a ghost, a one-off prototype that would become more famous on screen than it ever was on the racetrack. The machine itself was already dead to the automotive world. The Wraith would bring it back to life. Number 2, Charlie Sheen filmed his entire starring role in 24 hours while rushing to his Vietnam War audition.
Are you new in town?
Yeah.
In January 1986, Charlie Sheen had exactly 24 hours to become the Wraith. According to Sheen himself, he filmed all his scenes in a single day before flying to the Philippines for Platoon. 24 hours to embody a spirit of vengeance. Despite being the titular character, Sheen appears for less than 30 minutes of the 93-minute runtime. Most of the time, audiences see him masked, helmeted, or replaced by stunt doubles. It was filmmaking as seance, capturing a performance before the actor's soul departed for Oliver Stone's Vietnam War. The irony? Sheen was playing a character returning from death while rushing toward a role that would define his career. Number 3. The director fought studio executives every single day while his editor quit mid-production.
We do things my way, skank. It's a lot of fun.
Mike Marvin thought he was making his dream project. What he got was a masterclass in studio sabotage. Producer John Kemeny and executives battled Marvin virtually every day, slashing the shooting schedule in half and demanding everything be shot fast and cheap. The editor quit mid-production. Scott Conrad had to step in to reshape the early part of the film, causing continuity issues Marvin didn't notice until it was too late. Sound mixing was so butchered that the studio didn't even pay for a decent sound. Every artistic choice became a battle for survival. Marvin was fighting for his vision while the studio was counting pennies. The movie was dying on the table, and only supernatural intervention could save it. Number 4. A cameraman died during filming when an overloaded camera car crashed into a mountainside.
Well, who got killed?
Augie Fisher.
On a mountainside outside Tucson, tragedy struck like lightning. Assistant cameraman Bruce Ingram was killed when an overloaded camera car crashed during a high-speed chase sequence, sending crew members careening into a mountainside and over a cliff edge. 7 others were critically injured in the accident. The film that was supposed to be about supernatural resurrection became haunted by real death. The movie is dedicated to Bruce Ingram's memory, but the accident did more than add a memorial. It cursed the production with budget cuts, cast reductions, and a studio that suddenly wanted to bury the project as quietly as possible. Death had visited the set, and it wasn't finished. Number 5. Clint Howard's bizarre wig was designed to look like David Lynch's Eraserhead character. No! In the desert wasteland of Brooks, Arizona, one character stood out for all the wrong reasons. Rughead, played by Clint Howard, wore what looked like the world's worst wig. But this wasn't accidental bad fashion. Director Mike Marvin was a David Lynch fanatic, and Rughead's distinctive hair was designed to look like Henry's hair from Eraserhead, a deliberate hair homage to Lynch's surreal masterpiece. Marvin was smuggling art house horror into a B-movie car chase. In a film about death and resurrection, he was channeling Lynch's nightmarish industrial landscape. The Wraith wasn't just influenced by Mad Max and High Plains Drifter, it was secretly paying tribute to one of cinema's most disturbing psychological experiments. Hidden in plain sight was a director's love letter to the strange and unsettling. Number 6, Johnny Depp haunted the set while dating the female lead and almost got cast instead of Sheen.
Hello, Carrie. Looks like I got here just in time.
Johnny Depp was dating Sherilyn Fenn during filming and was even considered for the main role of Jake. Instead of starring, he became the set's most famous ghost. Depp was frequently around the set, even staying at the same hotel as the crew while shooting took place. Picture this. One of Hollywood's future biggest stars lurking around a supernatural revenge movie, watching his girlfriend fall in love with Charlie Sheen on camera. Depp was almost cast in Sheen's place, which means we could have had a completely different Wraith. Instead, he remained a specter, present but invisible, influencing the production through proximity alone. Years later, Depp would make his own supernatural revenge film with Tim Burton. Maybe the Wraith planted the seed. Number 7. The crew kept accidentally responding to action calls from the Three Amigos filming next door.
Call the meat wagon, then get a hold of Loomis, tell him we got a possible DOA up here.
The Wraith was filming next door to the Three Amigos in Tucson, Arizona, with both casts staying at the same hotel. But proximity bred chaos. The crew radios for the Wraith kept picking up action calls from the Three Amigos shoot. Imagine preparing for a death-defying car stunt, hearing action and launching into the scene, only to discover you just responded to Steve Martin's comedy direction. Dave Sherrill and Jamie Bozian, Skank and Gutter Boy, both developed epic crushes on Patrice Martinez from the Three Amigos. While one production filmed supernatural vengeance, the other created slapstick comedy, and both were accidentally directing each other through crossed radio signals. Number 8. Mike Marvin studied Mad Max frame by frame to steal George Miller's editing secret.
Billy, I thought you understood me. This isn't a negotiation.
Mike Marvin didn't just want to emulate George Miller's The Road Warrior. He dissected it frame by frame. We went through Road Warrior frame by frame, literally. We discovered how he cut his movie together, and we did the same thing. This wasn't inspiration. This was resurrection through imitation. Marvin was bringing Road Warrior back from the dead, transplanting its mechanical heart into an American desert ghost story. Nobody can outdo George Miller, but I was trying to, Marvin admitted. The Wraith became a love letter written in car crashes and explosions, each sequence a tribute to the master of vehicular mayhem. But where Miller had Mad Max, Marvin had a supernatural being who literally couldn't be killed. Number 9. Dick Butkus shot scenes that were completely erased after the fatal accident changed everything.
Oh, come on, Pac. I was just giving her a ride home, man. Give me a break.
Professional footballer and actor Dick Butkus was cast in The Wraith, but all his scenes were scrapped due to cost cutting after the fatal accident. An entire character simply vanished, erased from existence. The accident didn't just claim a life. It prevented The Wraith from getting big, widespread attention when released, giving it more of a silent backdoor release. The studio was no longer promoting or raving about it. The movie became meta. A real-life Wraith was taking the film down for its failings. Dick Butkus's character died twice, once in editing, once in the theater's collective memory. Even the deleted scenes were haunted. Number 10, Oliver Stone called Charlie Sheen, screaming that this movie would ruin Platoon's Oscar chances.
Who are you?
Ask Pac.
When Oliver Stone saw The Wraith in theaters, he immediately called Charlie Sheen in a rage. You cannot do films like this. What is this movie about? What are you, a car? Are you a car? Perhaps you've ruined Platoon? Stone was genuinely terrified that The Wraith would soil people's opinions of Platoon, because both films starred Charlie Sheen and were released just 4 weeks apart. Picture Oscar-winning Oliver Stone panicking that a supernatural car movie might destroy his Vietnam War masterpiece. Despite Stone's concerns, Platoon made over $138 million and won 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. The Wraith couldn't kill Platoon, but it tried. Number 11. Foreign distributors marketed this as a sequel to Black Moon Rising and renamed it after Blade Runner.
All right, let's hook up the Daytona and get the hell out of here.
In the Philippines, The Wraith was released as Black Moon Rising, Part 2, connecting it to the completely unrelated Tommy Lee Jones film Black Moon Rising. One supernatural revenge story became a sequel to an entirely different car chase movie. In Germany, it was retitled Interceptor Phantom of Entity. In Italy, they called it The Replica, the same name as the bioengineered people in Blade Runner. Each country tried to resurrect the Wraith as something else entirely. The movie was dying a different death in every territory, reborn with new identities like a shape-shifting spirit. Even in death, the Wraith refused to stay buried. Number 12, the VHS release cutscenes that mysteriously returned when the DVD was released years later.
Buddy, I'd put that kidney buster down if I was you.
The original VHS release removed certain scenes for unknown reasons, maybe timing and pacing. But something strange happened in 2003. When the movie was released on DVD by Platinum Discs, the missing scenes were put back in, creating a weird anomaly where scenes were cut for VHS but returned for DVD. The movie was literally resurrecting itself with each new format. Some VHS and television rental versions don't include extended love scenes featuring topless nudity of Cheryl and Fenn. The Wraith was being censored to death in one format, then reborn uncensored in another. Even home video couldn't kill it permanently. Number 13. The opening effects were created by the same legend who built lightsabers in RoboCop.
You got a couple of cockroaches working here. I need a word with them.
The opening sequence animation was created by special effects legend Peter Curran, who also worked on The Thing, The Empire Strikes Back, Dreamscape, RoboCop, and Conan. Curran was bringing Hollywood's A-list effects magic to a B-movie ghost story. The same hands that created lightsabers and RoboCop were crafting the Wraith's supernatural manifestation. This wasn't just a car movie, it was a science fiction epic disguised as teenage revenge. The opening sequence shows lights flying through desert highways like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Curran was transforming a simple premise into something cosmic, making the Wraith's arrival feel genuinely otherworldly. Number 14. The Wraith's victims were found naked with their eyes completely hollowed out for no explained reason.
When's the new injection plant going to be ready?
Tonight, maybe? Maybe tomorrow?
After each gang member crashed into the Wraith's car and burned up in the explosion, their bodies were found naked but unmarked, with their eyes hollowed out. The movie made a big deal of this detail but never explained it. The director said he wanted it to evoke a lightning strike, but the image is pure nightmare fuel. Corpses drained of life, marked only by empty sockets where their souls used to be. The Wraith wasn't just killing people, it was stealing something fundamental, leaving behind perfect shells with nothing inside. These weren't car crash victims, they were spiritual casualties, hollowed out by supernatural vengeance. Number 15. The music video for the theme song became more famous than the actual movie.
There. It's all programmed in, man.
The song most heavily associated with the Wraith was Where's the Fire by Canadian singer-songwriter Tim Feehan, which was accompanied by a music video featuring teaser clips from the movie and Feehan himself looking emotional and expressive in front of a sunset. The music video had all that magical, cheesy 1980s nostalgia that we all love. It was peak MTV-era filmmaking, a 3-minute distillation of the movie's essence, complete with neon-soaked romance and supernatural car stunts. The music video became more famous than the movie itself in some circles. A ghostly reminder of when MTV actually played music videos and movies could live forever in 3-minute packages. Number 16. Ozzy Osbourne's racing song sounds like it belongs on an aerobics workout tape instead of Headbangers Ball.
Do it to him Augie style.
The soundtrack was filled with 80s rock classics like Billy Idol's Rebel Yell, Mötley Crue's Smokin' in the Boys' Room, and Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love. But the most surreal choice was Ozzy Osbourne's Secret Loser during the first race sequence, which sounds like it would be more appropriate on an aerobics workout tape than on Headbangers Ball. The production company made a deal with Scotti Brothers Records, who provided songs from artists who didn't have much of a career beyond the 80s. The soundtrack became a time capsule, preserving not just the hits, but the forgotten dreams of the era. Every song was trying to resurrect something. Careers, sounds, the entire decade's spirit. The Wraith soundtrack didn't just accompany the movie, it became the movie's most enduring ghost. Number 17. 30 years later, the actors still reprised their gang member roles for birthday greetings.
Shut up, Gunner Boy!
I gotta think, man.
Last year, actors David Sherrill and Jamie Bozian reprised their roles as Skank and Gutter Boy to wish Nick Cassavetes a happy 60th birthday. 3 decades later, they were still inhabiting these characters. A lo-fi vaporwave group called Gutter Boy plus Skank released a concept album based on the Wraith in 2017 called Chop Shop Suey. The movie was inspiring entirely new art forms, mutating into electronic music and internet culture. The Wraith refused to stay dead. It kept finding new ways to haunt popular culture, resurrecting itself through fan devotion, musical tributes, and nostalgic birthday greetings from actors who couldn't escape their roles. Number 18. The movie played on just 88 screens and got destroyed by a cartoon mouse movie.
Need a ride?
The Wraith was theatrically released on just 88 screens in the United States. It couldn't even make back $1 million of its $3 million budget, making it a financial phantom. The movie came out at the same time as An American Tail and Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, and a movie about a cartoon singing mouse and Captain Kirk saving a whale did much better than The Wraith. The movie holds a measly 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics weren't just dismissing it, they were trying to bury it alive. But the movie had already died once. It knew how to come back. Number 19. The hero car survived and sold on eBay for more money than the movie's entire budget.
Dude, we couldn't find a slime ball anywhere.
The original M4S survived movie production, serving only as the hero car for beauty shots rather than abusive live-action scenes. After its role in The Wraith, it resumed pacing races before spending years at the Walter P. Chrysler Museum until it closed in 2016. The car recently surfaced on eBay with a starting bid of $290,000 and claimed to be the only street-legal Wraith Interceptor on the planet. Comedian Jeff Dunham owns one of the movie cars and has meticulously restored it, bringing the vehicle back to life with obsessive attention to detail. The car became more famous than the movie, more valuable than the production budget, more desired than when it was new. Death had made it immortal. Number 20. The brutal villain who terrorized teenagers went on to direct The Notebook.
You want a race? 'Cause I'll show you a race!
Nick Cassavetes, who played the brutal villain Packard Walsh, a dangerous bastard who would steal your car and use brute force to get what he wanted, went on to direct The Notebook. The same man who spent the movie brutally killing teenagers and terrorizing a small town later became responsible for one of the most beloved romantic movies ever made. It's like discovering that Darth Vader secretly directed Titanic. From supernatural revenge to weeping romance, Cassavetes proved that artists can resurrect themselves in completely unexpected forms. He died as a villain and was reborn as a romantic. The Wraith had taught him that anything could come back from the dead. Bonus fact: the memorial that became a promise. In memory of assistant cameraman Bruce Ingram, the Wraith carries a dedication that reads, "This film is dedicated to the memory of Bruce Ingram." But this wasn't just a memorial, it was a promise. Bruce Ingram died making a movie about resurrection, about spirits returning to complete unfinished business. His death became part of the movie's mythology, proving that some stories are too powerful to be stopped by tragedy. The beautiful truth about The Wraith isn't that it survived studio sabotage, critical hatred, and box office failure, it's that death itself couldn't kill it. Like its supernatural protagonist, The Wraith keeps coming back, finding new audiences, inspiring new art, and proving that sometimes the most powerful resurrection is the one that happens accidentally. Every cult classic is a ghost story. The Wraith just happens to know it. What's your favorite 1980s movie that refuses to die? And have you ever seen a film that felt more like a seance than a production? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, some movies aren't just made, they're summoned.